Adolescent. While the definition of adolescent can differ from culture to culture, it is generally accepted that the time referred to as adolescence is the period between childhood and adulthood, a sort of no man's land. Adolescence is a period that extends over a substantial part of a person's life. However, each adolescent experiences challenges, which is what we are going to talk about. Hi, this is Sophia, and for today, me, together with my groupmates, are going to discuss about the 5 challenges of mid to late adolescence, which are the following. First, we have lack of sleep. Second, drug use and problems. Third, teenage pregnancy. And we have behavioral changes. And last but not the least is the online gaming addiction. These are the challenges that we are going to give solutions. Let's start with sleep. Sleep is vital for our physical, emotional, and cognitive health. However, adolescents face many challenges where their sleep is concerned. This is reflected in their sleep patterns, including the timing of their sleep and how much sleep they achieve on a regular basis. Their sleep is characteristically delayed and short. Notably, inefficient sleep is associated with impairments in adolescent functioning. Endogenous and exogenous factors are known to affect sleep at this age. Alterations in the bioregulation of sleep, comprising the circadian timing system and the sleep or wake homeostatic system, represent the intrinsic mechanisms at work. Compounding this, environmental, psychosocial, and lifestyle factors may contribute to shortened sleep. This review discusses the amount of sleep gained by adolescents and its implications, the challenges to adolescent sleep, and the interventions introduced in an effort to prioritize sleep health in this important developmental period. Now, we can proceed to the solutions for lack of sleep. Many people, especially the adolescents, nowadays do not get enough quality sleep, and this can affect their health, well-being, and ability to do everyday activities. Occasional interruptions to sleep can be a nuisance, while an ongoing lack of quality sleep can affect a person's performance at work or school, their ability to function day to day, their quality of life, and their health. It is important to consider quality as well as quantity of sleep. If a person has a low quality sleep, they feel tired the next day regardless of how many hours they have slept. There are many ways to support quality sleep, including counseling, lifestyle and environmental adjustments, medications, and alternative therapies. Sometimes, a person also needs treatment for an underlying health condition.
Drug use and drug problems among teenagers in a household sample. Studies of drug use among young persons have typically employed students or special high-risk groups rather than general samples. The results indicate that cannabis was the most frequently used drug. Factors associated with drug problems were being older, living in cities, not participating in religious activities, and being a worker rather than a student.
Good evening. My name is Josh Ariel C. Mayol, and today I will be giving a solution towards drug use and drug problems in a household. There are many ways that we can do in order to prevent teenage drug use and drug problems in a household. Here are a list of 5 ways to avoid these problems. First, avoid lectures. Instead, listen to your teen's opinions and questions about drugs. Assure your teen that he or she can be honest with you. Second, set a good example. If you drink, do so in moderation. Third, use prescription drugs as directed and don't use illicit drugs. Fourth, know your teen's friends. If your teen's friends use drugs, your teen might feel pressured to experiment. And lastly, pay attention to your teen's whereabouts. Find out what adult supervised activities your teen is interested in and encourage him or her to get involved.
My name is Aubrey Ninia Uy, and my assigned topic is teenage pregnancy. Teenage pregnancy, also known as adolescent pregnancy, is a pregnancy in a female under the age of 20. Pregnancy can occur with sexual intercourse after the start of ovulation, which can be before the first menstrual period but usually occurs after the onset of periods.
Hi everyone, this is Alexa Nina de la Peña, and this is my solution to prevent teenage pregnancy. Let's encourage teens not to have sex, especially since they are not yet ready for their responsibilities. And for the teens who can't wait but fear the consequences, use birth control or barrier protection. Birth control is highly effective at preventing pregnancy, but it won't prevent you from sexual transmitted infection. That's why you should double up by using barrier protection. Condoms are the only way to prevent STIs, and including a hormonal birth control increases the protection. Many people feel that they don't want to wait until marriage before having sex. At the same time, they don't want to rush into it and make costly mistakes, so decide to delay having sex until they are older, more responsible, and a stable relationship with one partner, have a good job, or become independent of their parents. It is better to plan first before doing things you are not yet ready for.
Hi, I am Gunette Guido, and we are going to talk about behavioral changes. So behavioral changes have a big impact on someone's or something's attitude or qualities. This change can be bad or good for the people around him or her, because when a person changes, bad or good things might happen. For example, you might lose some friends, feel hatred, judge other people, and hurt others' feeling in bad words. And the good things might happen when you started to encourage people, make them inspired, and help them.
These are the following solutions to behavioral changes of adolescents. So adolescent behavioral issues can make life tough for peers and parents. But keep in mind that this is just a phase and is perfectly natural. If you want to help someone with behavioral challenges, you must first earn their trust. Interact with them and pay attention to what they have to say. Do not pass judgment or criticism on them, as this may exacerbate their conduct. Tell them you accept them precisely the way they are. Encourage them to stay true to themselves rather than adopting a persona to satisfy others. Remember that your adolescent friend is not totally self-sufficient in coping with emotions and will require your assistance. Tell them what you do when you're unhappy, upset, or jealous, for example. They can use those methods to help them overcome their own emotional problems. You will have to intervene if you see them falling into bad company. Remember that adolescents are sensitive and may not take criticism well.
Good day, my name is Charles J. Heraldez. My topic is online gaming addiction. Online gaming addiction, as the most popular subtype of internet addiction, had gained more and more attention from the whole world. However, the structural differences in cortical thicknesses of the brain between adolescents with online gaming addiction and health controls are not well known. Neither was its association with the impaired cognitive control ability. High-resolution magnetic resonance imaging scans from late adolescents with online gaming addiction. N equals 18 and age, education, and gender match controls N equals 18 were acquired. The cortical thickness measurement method was employed to investigate alterations of cortical thickness in individuals with online gaming addiction. The color word strobe task was employed to investigate the functional implications of the cortical thickness abnormalities. Imaging data revealed increased cortical thickness in left precentral cortex, precuneus, middle frontal cortex, inferior temporal and middle temporal cortices in late adolescents with online gaming addiction. Meanwhile, the cortical thicknesses of the left lateral orbitofrontal cortex (OFS), insula, lingual gyrus, the right postcentral gyrus, entorhinal cortex, and inferior parental cortex were decreased. Correlation analysis demonstrated that the cortical thicknesses of the left precentral cortex, precuneus, and lingual gyrus correlated with duration of online addiction, and the cortical thickness of the OFS correlated with the impaired task performance during the color word strobe that adolescents with online gaming addiction. The finding in the current study suggested that the cortical thickness abnormalities of these regions may be implicated in the underlying pathophysiology of online gaming addiction. Thank you.
So how do you change a person's way of unhealthy lifestyle with online game? Prevention and harm reduction. This means that the word prevention refers to prior acts, meaning before a person involves in a specific behavioral pattern that develops addiction. Attention switching can extend to which other activities or learning can be offered to distract a person from dealing with online game addiction. Second, we have extracurricular. Extracurricular activities like sports can reduce the time spent on online gaming and focus more on healthy activities. Factors in motivating, such as a strong need for advancement, can push people or individuals for extreme use and potentially addiction, because other extracurricular activities can reduce even a minimal amount of time playing online game. Parental monitoring can also guide their children from school activities and not tolerating online game activities. Last but not the least, we have setting limit. Setting limits on playtime can also be helpful. Parents should limit you from using the internet to play, or even you can limit yourself. Giving yourself a clear time limit helps you to control and avoid from playing that can possibly lead to online game addiction.